They said he didn't stand a chance. A kid with no armor, no sword, just a sling, a rock, and an unshakable faith. But what if I told you that this battle wasn't about strength at all? The story of David and Goliath is one of the most misunderstood tales in history. And today, we're going to show you why. David wasn't a warrior. He was just a shepherd boy. Goliath, a towering giant trained to crush anyone who dared to challenge him. On the surface, it looks like a mismatch of epic proportions. But this isn't just a story about an underdog. It's about courage, faith, and the power of believing in something greater than yourself. Let's dive into the legendary showdown that changed everything. Picture this: the Israelites and the Philistines are at war. Two armies camped on opposite hills, separated by a valley. Every day, Goliath steps forward, a 9-foot-tall giant covered in bronze armor, his massive spear glinting in the sun. He's not just intimidating, he's terrifying. For 40 days, he mocks the Israelites, daring them to send a champion to fight him, but no one dares. The Israelites are frozen in fear, their faith shaken. How do you fight an enemy that seems unbeatable? That's where David comes in, a teenager sent to the battlefield by his father, not to fight, but to deliver food to his older brothers. He arrives just in time to hear Goliath's taunts, and something stirs within him. David isn't afraid, he's angry. Not because of Goliath's size or strength, but because of his arrogance and defiance against God. David's first challenge isn't Goliath, it's convincing everyone else. His brothers dismiss him, calling him reckless. King Saul doubts him, offering him heavy armor he can barely lift. But David refuses to back down. "I fought lions and bears while protecting my sheep," he says. "This giant will be no different. God has delivered me before, and he'll do it again." Armed with only his sling and 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream, David steps into the valley. Let's pause here for a second. Imagine the scene. Goliath towers above him, his shadow stretching over the valley floor. The Philistines laugh, the Israelites hold their breath. This isn't just a fight, it's a spectacle. Goliath sneers, "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" He curses David, vowing to feed his body to the birds. But David doesn't flinch. "You come at me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin," he replies, "but I come at you in the name of the Lord Almighty." Then, with a calmness that defies the chaos around him, David loads a stone into his sling. Here's the thing about slings in ancient warfare: they're not toys. In the hands of an expert, they're deadly. And David, he's been practicing his whole life. The stone flies through the air, fast and precise. It strikes Goliath square in the forehead. The giant stumbles, his massive frame crashing to the ground. Silence, and then chaos. The Philistines scatter, their invincible champion defeated by a boy with a rock. David's victory isn't just physical, it's symbolic. It proves that faith and courage can overcome any obstacle. It's not about the size of the giant, but the size of the belief in your heart. Imagine the moment: David standing over Goliath, his people cheering. The tide of the battle completely turned. What started as a hopeless standoff becomes a triumphant celebration. The story of David and Goliath isn't just an ancient tale, it's a reminder. Every one of us faces giants in our lives. They might not be 9 feet tall, but they're just as intimidating: fear, doubt, failure. And like David, we're called to face them, not with brute strength, but with faith, courage, and a willingness to act. David didn't defeat Goliath because he was stronger. He won because he believed the impossible was possible. Want to hear more stories like this? Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.